everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, the fact that Prince Harry is a Satanist is without argument. Any reference most that you go to about the Satanists, Masonic Satanists, as shown in 2020 when all the world's governments followed orders in lockstep with the Satanists at the top, World Economic Forum and whatnot. Well, they always give themselves away with their hand gestures, as this anti-Pope Francis from the Black Pope of Jesuit Order hand sign, Napoleon thing, Joseph Stalin, George Washington. This Substack here, DF Reality, goes to the history of all the prominent leaders. And of course, Fauci famously did it in 2020 with the COVID hoax there, did his Masonic satanic gesture there. And oh, this one always comes up. This man right here, he loves doing his satanic gestures, Prince Harry. He does all kinds of them, but usually this one he favors. He also did this Masonic satanic hand gesture with the engagement as another example. He's always doing it. He loves showing it off. He's very, they're both Satanists, right? The entire Markle clan and Harry and the royal family, Rothschilds, the whole group. So the fact that Harry's in the United States, I'm wondering about, not just the nefarious activities he's involved in and instigating people, for example, showing that our government is corrupted and supporting Prince Harry here, not releasing his visa application. And the next day, he arrogantly, being the arrogant Satanist that he is, he calls Backrid, right? As we know, there's no photographers following them anywhere. They have to call their buddies at Backrid, Harry and Meghan's friend there. And he makes sure to do the usual back to the camera picture that Harry and Meghan always put up with their backs to the camera. And he makes sure to turn around and do a smirk, say, haha, Americans. And then, of course, he continues with the pictures of him with his back to the camera. So he's being very evil, satanic here. In his messaging, it's obvious, the next day putting this out that he did this on purpose. Just wondering, why is Harry really here? Why is he really in the United States where he's so unpopular and unwelcome and destructive and just living off of our tax dollars? Why is he here really? Is it just to try to bring in the censorship complex? Or is there more to it? So I just want to throw some cards and see what I can get about why Satanist Prince Harry is in the United States. And I'm going to use the Rider-Waite cards. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to throw some cards here just to see if we can get an idea of why this Satanist is here. Really? Is he just to instigate people to boost Meghan into politics? He's here apparently on a head of state's visa, which gives him immunity here, I guess, from prosecution. And he obviously, under Biden and Trump, the DHS is supporting him in not following our rule of laws. Because they're the Satanists, they're above the laws. Everything's corrupted. The whole governments around the world, again, as in 2020 showed, all corrupted. So, what is Harry? But why bring Harry to the United States? Why? Why are they here? Why is he really here? Why is the Satanist here? We don't have enough Satanists here already because we got plenty. All of Hollywood, all of government. There's plenty of Satanists here already. And for a long time. So I'm just wondering why bring him here. Let's see what the cards show. It's obviously, yeah. Well, obviously he's working with a group, Obama, who I found out what his father founded the CIA or whatever. His mother worked for U.S. aid. All very connected. So, of course, this is a satanic group that he's a part of as a group project. Yeah, to incite people and online. His militia there, his terrorist organization, the Sussex Squad. So he's here working with the Obama group, the Satanist there, who's also a Satanist, of course, Hillary Clinton, all that. He is here to bring divisiveness with Megalodon to get people, distract people with their petty activities and their insults and their attacks on our freedom of speech. And also to now, of course, many of us who spoke out during COVID were deplatformed and demonetized. And even to this day, I'm taking forever to get to 1,000 to get monetized. And I don't think YouTube's going to let this channel get monetized. We'll see. But it's really been stuck at the same number for a long time. They really know how to suppress you if they don't like you. And so it's always hurting people financially, closing their bank accounts and whatnot. And I heard that Carney, the new prime minister in Canada, he just closed down accounts of anyone who donated to the trucker convoy. They're still going after them. They did that to January 6ers as well. I mean, it's a weapon, and Harry's a part of that somehow. Part of bringing in poverty here, suffering, you own nothing, be happy. So I do get that, causing financial hardships and suffering. And of course, this is also can be about health, mental health, attacking people's mental health. Now, of course, after 2020, everybody has PTSD. So isn't it convenient that Harry has a mental health, app and whatnot to try to get more data from you, right? Because data is the new currency. They want as much data. So, of course, we know that already, but that's also part of what he's doing. He's trying to take advantage of the sick and vulnerable and mentally ill to get people crazier during COVID. Because remember, this whole brouhaha with the royal family and racism and BLM, that was all during COVID, right? It wasn't a coincidence. They layered it on, pile upon. So they were here to pile onto it, right? Pile onto an already extraordinarily stressful situation. I've always said it's no coincidence that Megxit occurred in January 2020, right when the WHO declared a pandemic, and I think it was January 17th or something like that. Never a coincidence. Never a coincidence. Oh, and look at that. 6 of coins reversed as well. So, of course, the illegal funneling of money, getting money illegally here, and helping to funnel and pass money on to people like Ashley Biden and other Satanists. Sort of Harry and Meghan are intermediary to funnel the money, which we know about as well. So yeah, so he's here to support the group in creating more drama and harming more Americans' mental and physical health, as well as stealing our money and using as much of our resources and funneling it around the other Satanists. So he's here as part of the group, of course, the group project. I mean, Harry's not doing anything on his own. Of course, you can see this group is a CIA as well. I mean, 5 and 5. This is turmoil, fighting, bringing upset, destructiveness, chaos, making things erratic and crazier. Obviously, he's not here to make people happy or entertain them, and he pretends to be trying to do that, I suppose. But I don't think anything that he's done has been entertaining in the least, unless you want to call Vax Live, if you want to call that entertaining. Him and his mealy-mouthed speeches that are boring AF, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he's definitely here to cause turmoil, and I'm not seeing him. Yeah, you can see his card as being outside the royal family, if you want to say it's the royal institution, and being an agent provocateur outside of the royal family, because of course the royal family went along with everything in 2020, or pretended to, anyways. So he wanted to be seen as this rebel without a clue, but in reality, he's working, in cahoots with the Satanists. What is he hoping to achieve? What's he hoping to achieve here in the U.S.? I mean, he has achieved the disharmony, the divisiveness, and everybody knows. And the mockery of Pat Tillman was particularly evil. The Satanists like to mock people. Some say the congressional hearings about the jab injuries were also a mockery to mock people about it. Like, yeah, you can talk about all you want, nothing's going to happen. It seems like what Harry did with Pat Tillman was also a mockery of American heroism for the U.S. So I think it's also part of it. It's upset, just attacking people and humiliating the United States and Americans. Obviously, I mean this visa is another form of humiliation. It's like putting the Heritage Foundation, everyone through this whole long process. And many of the courts are satanically corrupted, as well as the governments. So it's not a surprise that this would turn out this way. Now, of course, I know there's the argument that maybe he's being investigated. I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm just saying. you know. But anyways, yeah, maybe. But I'm looking at the whole reason he's here. Why is he really here? And being just an agent of destruction with his group here, CIA, Obama, and that's quite clear. And harming people financially in their health, and helping with the funneling of money between the Satanists. So what's Harry expecting to accomplish here in the United States? What's he hoping to accomplish besides divisiveness and stirring up hatred? Because you gotta remember, the globalists just love hatred. And by the way, the video I posted of Megalodon sending that letter to, the woman, I posted it in the community tabs if you haven't seen it, where this apparently, it's the whole thing staged, in my opinion anyways, I'm sure. But you had somebody pretending to be a fan of hers saying, oh, I'm worried that, all that backlash she's going to get about the show. And then Meghan sends her a letter and says, oh, don't worry about it, this is the fun part. So it looks like, I forget what my point was. I mean, just that's obvious they're trying to instigate people and get them riled up. So what's Harry really expecting? What's Harry expecting to accomplish here in the United States? What's he really endgame trying to do? I mean, just destroy it as much as possible. Oh yeah, Knight of Pentacles reverse. I was thinking, the financial system, bringing in the CBDCs. I believe they were called Fed coins, but I believe the new term for them now is stable coin or something. They're trying to destroy, take down our financial systems and trying to bring in the CBDCs that the central banks can control everybody with. You say something they don't like, they can shut you down. Harry and Meghan will love that. Imagine you offend Harry or Meghan, they shut down your bank account. You can't buy groceries that week or that month. Yeah, that's what they want, just like in communist China. So Harry does want to accomplish that here. I do see destroying our finances, destroying our country as well. But definitely this is an attack with the knight being aggressive, but of course reverse can be secretive, in a secretive way. He is trying to attack our money system, and again, I get 3 coins reversed, 3 people group working together, basically, not just 3 people, but like 3 groups possibly. You could look at it as the royal family, CIA, and Obama, Clinton, Satanists. I do have it secretively and being secretively destructive here, because I would see this as building something up, and I see this as tearing something down. So I get 2 coins reversed. So that tells me, he's here to be financially destructive, as well as to our lands and other resources somehow, contributing to that, if not actively involved. Our food, anything material, our food sources. And I find it interesting, or maybe not so interesting, but just telling that Meghan's jam or spread or whatever you want to call it, poison, I would call it, is, nobody knows where it's made, right? What's the source of it? There's no label. It's like all the rules are out the window with food, with injections, with everything. Everything, there's no more rule of law. The Satanists are just, without law, completely lawless. So Meghan now could just sell something in a jar, call it spread or jam or whatever you want to call it, and not even tell you the ingredients or where it's made. And we all know it's probably China, right? They didn't make it in California. They don't have in her area, I don't believe they have the ability, and they've investigated this. Some journalists from UK, I believe, investigated. There's no strawberry makers around her that would have enough to make all her jam, but they do in China. Just saying, makes the most sense, because you know how cheap Meghan is. She's not going to spend top dollar for a local person, right? That would be too expensive for her. She'd want to go cheap as possible. But anyways, that's against the law. You're not supposed to be able to sell a food product without listing the ingredients and where it's made. But apparently Meghan can do it. So we'll wait and see. I don't know. I haven't seen what they plan on putting on the shelves in certain malls in America. Not too many, I heard, just a few. I also heard Netflix is taking 50% of it. Yeah, which makes sense. They're doing all the work. It looks like they should take a lot more. But anyways, yeah, Harry is here to be financially destructive with our food, anything that they can destroy, and yeah, work with his group to do so. They're taking down the structures, the structures of structural racism. Like they got the award from Kerry Kennedy for attacking structural racism, which is code word for capitalism. Right? They want to tear down capitalism, our financial system, capitalism. They want to bring in tyranny, right? They don't want that. The Marxists. That's why they use a lot of Marxist communist terms. Well, they want to bring in the Chinese system here. So destroying the structures of capitalism here. And I think that's part of why they're getting millions and shoving it in our faces, that they're taking millions, not only from our tax dollars through grants and their security and whatnot, but also through Netflix and Spotify, and just getting all this money thrown at them, and they produce crap, right? They produce garbage, right? Um, this is also satanic mockery. They're mocking like celebrities, and they're being very satanic and disgusting about it. But this is part of, they're mocking us, and putting out, you see over time, like with the Olympics in France, the Olympic opening with all the satanic, gross, tranny garbage. It's just to mock people. It's a satanic, process. Whatever you want to call it, performance, spell work. It's all of it. They're denigrating. They've been denigrating over generations, right? Little by little, our entertainment and everything. Back in the 70s, people didn't even swear on TV. You would never hear a swear word. Now, listen to music and TV now. But Harry and Meghan are here to devalue and denigrate and downgrade and make more disgusting and demonic the entertainment, so normally with Netflix you're expecting, I mean, before it decided to go woke, or a better term for woke is just Marxist, because that's what it is. But they and Satanist, satanic. But they've been back before they got woke or Marxist. They used to have really good content. Like, you'd have to be a really good imaginative creator with good skills and making videos. So you knew when you were watching it, you were going to get a good movie or documentary. But now you get Harry and Meghan, right? Now you get garbage. Now you get woke, boring, disgusting nonsense, satanic nonsense now. And Harry and Meghan are contributing to that. So it's a denigrating our culture as well. Also just making this place a cesspool, Harry and Meghan are making the whole, denigrating everything. Really making this place a real, trying to dumb down our children, trying to, give you drugs with mental health. Here, take some pharma. So he's here to destroy our health, destroy our monetary system, working with the group. He's not a big player, though. I'm putting all minor arcana. So obviously, Harry's not really an important figure and everything, but he is prominent, and he is effective to a certain extent. Yeah. So what's Harry worried about or not want? What does he not want? Oh, really? Emperor reverse. He doesn't want to lose. Okay, so Harry, you got to look at this as Harry wants to be seen as a world leader, right? I mean, he is on a visa of being what is it, head of state. So he doesn't want to lose that. He wants to still be seen as a head of state and a world leader here. as a military hero, which we know he's not, as a pilot extraordinaire, which you know he's not. But he wants to be seen as that. He wants that credibility. Uh huh. Doesn't want to lose. Uh huh. Mother card. He keeps pushing complaints about him on the internet. All right, so he certainly doesn't want freedom of speech and people complaining about him and talking negatively about him, as he tries to. Okay, I see the ace as conjuring up new sadness. Ace cups reversed, like overwhelming sadness. So he's also trying to, depress everyone and himself with his mother, and then and use that to censor anyone that he doesn't like online, because he sees that as his way, or he's using that as an excuse to defend his mother, which we know about already. Harry is trying to, of course, use his mother's spiritual energy and perverting it as which is also a part of this with Meghan and what she does. Um, so I think he feels now, of course, Harry and Meghan being this distraction over here, being these gross, disgusting people, makes the royal family look better, right? It makes William and Catherine look better. So I do think this reversal is sort of helping in this time to boost popularity of the royal family, even though they're part of the New World Order. And also, perverting and using spell work on his mother's memory and her spirit to censor and to get young people to censor online. So there's the online communication he wants to take down, using his mother's memory there, and trying to get sympathy for that. hmm But he doesn't want to lose his image as some kind of world leader. So this is what he expects to accomplish. This is what he's here for. I lost a card, I think. Oh, this one goes there. So he doesn't want to lose his prestige, his status. Doesn't want the royal family to be taken out, I guess. Maybe trying to reinvent it here. That's why he doesn't want. He does want this, but wants to be seen as a speaker, someone who should be listened to for guidance. He wants to guide young people here, for sure. What else does he want? What's Harry hoping to achieve? He wants to reach the young people. We know. Wants people to look to him for their health matters, and internationally as well. Yeah, this is him guiding young people with his Better Up app and whatnot, things he puts out, and of course he wants to grab their data as well, and he wants to try to guide the younger people with Meghan, trying to guide them like this is the way we're going, the new world order and censorship, and it's really for the best, for the greater good, and all that, and climate change hoax and all that nonsense. And so he's here to try to help guide young people who may be interested in royalty and a princess. They want to consider Meghan a princess or whatnot. So that's what he's hoping to achieve. Pretending to be a young family, even though they're both 40 something now. I mean, using that, of course, in the U.S. particularly. But internationally, though, they want to spread this out internationally. So what's Harry going to do next? What's he going to do next? What's next in his agenda of evil and Satanism with his cabal there? A lot of getting data and destroying health and finance and financial system, doing his parts with the cabal. What's Harry going to do next? What's he going to do next? What's coming up? There it is. There it is. Oh, maybe him and Meghan are gonna get divorced. There gonna be divorce rumors next for real this time. Oh, maybe they've completed their mission as they were supposed to, and they're now, oh yeah, overwhelming people with stories and Meghan's nonsense. The wannabe Diana over here. So I do see some kind of separation here, and um, and perhaps trying to overwhelm the internet with the garbage that Meghan's coming out with right now. I see the focus on Meghan trying to pretend like she's some good housewife here and whatnot. I also see this, can see the reversed devil as being extra evil, excessively evil and spreading out. I kind of see this as the back to the camera type of pictures, putting things online. You could also look at this as a Sussex squad, they're putting out all this garbage, an excessive amount of garbage online. It says an online card, and again, pushing their obsession. They always, it's surprising to me that his online terrorist group, Sussex Squad, always have these pages where they worship Diana and post pictures of her. I do think that's part of their spell work, their satanic spell work. They've somehow, again, co-opted Diana's energies or whatever Satanists do to empower themselves through the dead. And I do believe they're doing that with Diana's memory. It's not a coincidence that these terrorist organization for Harry, who are also satanic, in my opinion, are making these Twitter pages and whatnot where they seem to worship Princess Diana and come out with all these old pictures and whatnot. So this is definitely a part of the Satanist spell work, is throwing the Diana in there and using that connection that Harry had to her to wield satanic evil plans of the New World Order. What will Harry accomplish in the end with his satanic things? Oh, aha. So Harry is only going to get crazier, more hostile, more paranoid, more ill health, the bandage over the head. He's mentally ill and deranged, psychotic, and he's always going to be. You could see this as him behind, the walls of a mental institution where he really belongs, in my opinion, or just shut off from people with his back to people again. If you see this as people, you can see Harry with his back to the people again. He's always going to be hostile and paranoid and um, crazy and stupid, and pushing his mental ill health out there. And that's another thing, is like pushing mental illness is a big thing with the Satanists, with online and social media and the media in general. They want to felt, again, it's more of the mockery, I guess, or just humiliation, like trying to put out, like TikTok makes the most prominent accounts, or like people who suffer from mental illness things, they put them up above everyone else. They have control over that, which we learned during 2020 with Project Halo, that TikTok boosted these people who are pushing lies about the injections. So they can boost whoever they want, and they do boost like mentally ill people who are, just a very negative influence on people's mental and emotional well-being. So, anyways, that's why Harry's going to continue his decline. He's going to continue being excessively depressed. I take this as an excess of constantly playing the victim. Poor him, he's such a victim. Continue with his being a nasty, depressing, isolated. He thinks he's so special and he's isolated. No one understands him. Certain people have said, you can't understand them. They're elite class. You don't understand their problems. You don't know. They're totally different from you. So that's Harry. Harry feels like you'll never understand him. He's, and yeah. His obsession with his Todger will continue, no doubt. Being a pervert rapist that I heard he was, allegedly. Yeah, and fighting, trying to pretend he's a war hero and whatnot. So he is going to continue pushing his depressive, mentally ill agendas, because he's got the backing of the satanic group, the Masonic group. So he will always have that power, and it was shown with his visa. Yet again, it's proof that he is part of a larger satanic order that is above the law, and he's going to continue pushing his nonsense and fighting and causing fighting and attacking us mentally and emotionally while playing the victim. He's going to continue doing that. While they change our currencies and try to take away everything so you own nothing and be happy, Harry's going to continue doing that. He's evil AF, as the devil popped up to say. Harry's only power is that he is a Satanist, because we all know by himself he is useless and worthless. So there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.